I had a light come to me and say, "I got something greater for you to do."
Right.
And it charged me inside. And I went, what? Straight to the Word of God. And I that's it.
Yep.
I knew what the light was.
Yep.
So the light began feeding me. And what it fed me, I chased after it. I chased after it. The more it fed me, the more I chased after it. Mm-hmm. And the more I chased after it and it fed me, the less of me I was.
Right.
The less of my old self I was. The more Word of God I had in me, because the Bible is so magical that it comes alive in your life, that once you have enough of it in you, every action that you're going throughout your day will be in the Word of God.
Yeah.
The last 9 months of our lives have been a dream come true. Not because every day was like heaven and every week full of miracles, or because we didn't suffer with pain or mental illness at all, or deal with life-changing symptoms from traumatic brain injuries, but because from our very first meeting together, Fru and I have been planning our business in the kingdom of God to bring healing through sound, music, and storytelling. And in the past 9 months, we've had the honor of doing just that in 3 different cities. Little did my wife know that I was not just this broken man with a big heart and magical gifts and loads of TBIs when we first met.
I'm God's idea. I'm God's idea.
Right.
You're God's idea.
She soon came to realize I was this prodigal prophet who was camouflaged completely behind the brain damage and hidden away in a strange land.
In every state you visited, no matter whether you were in prison, whether you were high,
Amen.
Whether you were attempting suicide, whatever you were doing, that word was in you and it was working.
There's albums of music I've written loaded with the Word of God. My tattoos that cover my body are parables and types and shadows from the Word of God. My journals are all full of the Word of God. What I know about myself is written down in journals, in my very own language with God. It's the language He speaks with me and I with Him. Many pages are full of conversations between me and God. By 2008, I had 3 near-death experiences and 1 bout with full amnesia. In '08, I had a head-on collision that about took mine and my son's life. Took 3 months of my memories at first, and then took my whole mind. The many head traumas that I had already suffered, plus the skull fractures from the collision, was all that my brain could take. A couple of months of healing, and to me I seemed normal and right back to my positive and determined self. Suddenly, while working one day, everything began crashing down on me as I blacked out completely for several hours, and when I had come to, an entire parking lot was laid out in stripe. I began losing myself very quickly and immediately began planning my first suicide. It sounds horrific, but fast forward 10 years to 2018, and in the nastiest and darkest place in my life, after countless more near-death experiences from suicide and completely taken over by brain damage from TBIs, the Word of God came to my rescue as I suddenly began quoting scripture after scripture.
The Word of God will bring you through everything. And
I wasn't making any sense at all to anyone at all by this time. And seeing that the Word didn't come to me with book, chapter, and verse, it simply began flowing out of my mouth, placing itself in the exact spots that it wanted to. I quickly realized what was happening. You see, due to my brain injury, I had no ability to think about something and censor it, then speak it. At this particular time, I was only lucid several times a day, but miraculously, I began coming back into consciousness and was hearing the Word of God coming out of my mouth more and more.
yes, I started eating the Word of God like it was WWE wrestling, and I grew up on it or something.
Not only was the Word coming forth from my mouth, but I naturally am a vision man. I see everything in my head. When you're talking to me, I am seeing what you're saying in full action video in my head. That being said, God has miraculously saved tons of events and moments throughout this scary time and reveals more and more to me the more I write about it. It's kind of like I'm sitting in my head and looking out my eyes as a television set. Like I've said before, the TBIs may have given me a disability in the flesh, but in the spirit it's given me an advantage. What happened next, I am meant to share so that many of you out there with prodigals might get a vision of Jesus doing his work right now and allow God to lift that burden and weight from your chest and begin rejoicing as you see the prodigal returning from afar off. This event we're talking about occurred 2 years before anyone ever saw a change in me. While the Word of God was doing a secret work on the inside, the outside of my life appeared to have been completely lost.
Amen.
You didn't know it, and like you said, your dad didn't know it. Even when you don't see it, he's working.
It's working. He's working.
And that,
Amen.
That foundation, that Word of God, it's like a seed.
Yes,
and the Word of God tells us that his Word will not return void.
I had attempted to share what was happening to me with my parents one day on the phone and was quoting scripture to them to testify, but my mouth was also still using cuss words directly along with the scriptures, and they hung up without the testimony of God's word in action. After all, good and bad water isn't supposed to flow from the same fountain, right?
You cannot put too much word of God in your children. You think of how much that it doesn't matter how much they roll their eyes, how much they're wiggling around while you're teaching them stories of the Bible, and the Word of God is a seed, and that seed that's God.
Yeah.
In the beginning
was the Word.
Was the Word.
The Word was with God.
Word was with God.
And the Word was God.
Was God. That's the seed.
Well, you'll hear my story being told for quite some time, and in many different forums. The Word of God had much greater plans for me, and what the devil just didn't figure out was the worst he could do to me would only show how much greater and more powerful God is in the end. My wife and I both love God with all our hearts, our souls, and our might. We are excited and so grateful to be heading out to speak on our first little run down the south very soon. I will be speaking at drug and alcohol centers and TBI rehab centers all over that area, and are connecting with local churches for a place to send those that the seed takes root in. We expect to continue traveling because we know that God has called us to evangelize, and wherever we're at, we're telling this story with full power and demonstration of the Word of God. The Word is calling the prodigals all over the world, just like it began calling me. And once they hear my testimony, it's like an alarm or a trumpet sounding within their souls, and a beautiful reunion with Jesus, the Good Shepherd, takes place. The sheep have been scattered across the globe, and just as prophecy from the Bible always fulfills itself, this particular prophecy in Ezekiel chapter 34 has not only Jesus written all over it, but just so happens that Ezekiel was speaking directly about a little shepherd boy, known to be mad or crazy many, many times, named David. Yeah, you know David, the boy that killed the lion and the bear, saved his family and all of Israel from the giant Goliath, then soothed his king with music and song for years, then went into battle and became the greatest warrior in the land, pulling off the supernatural. I'm sure with many TBIs, being knocked unconscious and fighting like a madman for decades. Always writing in his journals, full of ups and downs, confidence and psychotic faith, prophecy, despair and loss, fear and madness, but still known as the book full of praise and worship songs 3 times larger than any other book in the Holy Bible. Known as the man after God's own heart, finally he is the greatest king Israel ever had, and his kingdom reigns eternally through Jesus Christ. I'm here to share with you guys what God has called me to do. Revival of the Prodigals is just the beginning of the largest Holy Ghost super outbreak this world has ever seen, 7 times greater as a matter of fact. The Word of God came to me and showed me this revival of the prodigals, which is a massive outpouring of the Holy Ghost upon all his lost and scattered children. If any of you have been around me much, then you know that I worship God like no other, and so will these prodigals. Our testimonies are crucial to the super outbreak which the Word of God showed me happening following my return. We are 6 years away from 120th anniversary of the 1906 Azusa Street revival, which changed the face of religion across the globe. Folks, that's where all of us apostolics came from. We are here, and our churches are full of third-generation apostolics, and what that looks like is not anything what they're going to look like very soon if they're a part of this glorious and prophetic revival.
What he do for me, he do for your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle.
Right.
Your children.
Amen. Amen.
Woo! Thank you, Jesus.
I went and delivered my testimony in this AA rehab center a few weeks before the shutdown, and then my pastor followed up with a weekly Bible study, and we've had over 40 baptized in Jesus' name, and beginning 2 weeks ago, the Holy Ghost began falling upon them, and I believe it's 15 so far that's received the Holy Ghost. Guess who was in the lead amongst these? Yes, the prodigals. There were 2 prodigals hidden in the rehab center, and one just received the Holy Ghost last week. 2 more just came through this last week. Our last service that we had just before closing the church again due to COVID, another prodigal my age came at the front after service was already over and said he never had the Holy Ghost, and he wanted it. Lifted his hands up, and as soon as the evangelist's hand hit his head, he began speaking that unknown tongue of God. We are so blessed to have the Holy Ghost. The power to overcome addictions, diseases, illnesses, poisons, brain damage, suicide, or anything that this life can throw at you.
Because that's life.
Right.
Your neighbor deals with that every day. They want to know how to, they don't want to go, oh, if I get born again, guess what happens? If I go to their church, everything will be perfect. That's a lie.
Right.
Be yourself.
Right.
Authenticity. That's
real.
Jesus.
I'm so excited to have something so powerful and so real to offer folks. The most amazing thing is what it costs. Thank you all for such a welcoming and joyous reunion with my spiritual church family. I know that I've been gone a very long time, but I know that there are so many more other brothers and sisters that are still gone at this moment. The family, I want you to know that I'm 100% all in. Just as I have been with everything else in my life, my heart is on fire, and I feel the urgency and zeal of an evangelist all over me. Pray for us that God will send us to the right areas at the right time. I pray that God places us and this revival in the hearts of pastors all over the country, at the same time bringing forth alive the Word of God within the prodigals, and that we follow the will of God and His timing in all things. God has had a plan all along for my life, and the impeccable timing of God is at work here. We are scheduling 3-night speaking engagements right now with drug and alcohol programs, and I'm also scheduling to speak at TBI groups in Memphis. Thanks to Victory Church and Pastor Mark Bishop for giving us a place to live, and for supporting us and giving us a place to record our album, record more interviews, and for just hearing from God on this. To schedule, you can contact Brother Mark Bishop if you're in Mississippi or in Tennessee region. We will be making New Albany a home base for a little while as we travel the region telling my story and preaching revival. We would like to give honor to my parents, Tony and Martha Carson, for all their love, support, and for placing their blessing upon our marriage and our ministry. Also, we thank our pastor, Brother Eddie Robinson, for being such an inspiration and a true man of God, which understands the importance of our spiritual covering, and very much thank him for releasing us to go out and share our story across the United States. Well, there you have it, folks. From prophet to rock star to a suicidal TBI survivor just healed of dementia and given new life. Fru and I chose to follow God's call on our lives in unity together when we married just 9 months ago. Evangelism is just now getting a whole new look. Here we come.